What up, YouTube? We are back.
For the old man.
That's right. This is MVP 07 NCAA Baseball. We are the new Mexico State Aggies. I am your head coach, Old Man Games. This is season 1, episode 17, and we're going to call this the Victory Lap episode. That's right. This is the season review episode. We are just wrapping up the 2011 season. This is my 5th year as the head coach of the New Mexico State Aggies. We ran through the entire 5 NCAA baseball seasons and this one YouTube seasons of 17 episodes. When we started this journey in episode 1, 2007, we were the 140th ranked team. In that one episode, I built this team up over the course of the 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010 seasons to bring to you this 2011 season that just finished as the number 1, not only the number 1 ranked team in the nation, but the flat out national champions. We just won the College World Series. We finished the season with a 45-15 record. This is with team levels of D's and C's. You know, we're not even at the A and B level yet, y'all. Our coaching, we still in 1 and 2s, y'all. And we just won our first national championship, our first title. This is the beginning of a dynasty. I told y'all, you about to witness me build a dynasty. I used to kill this game back in the day, by the way. And the way that I'm playing it right now, I am a mastermind coach. But anyhow, enough about me, more about this team. Yeah, the number 1 team, y'all. We no joke, no freaking joke. Real quick again, just to look at the College World Series, we knocked off Florida, who was previously ranked number 1 in the nation. This is what their bracket looked like, and they're on their road to the national title series against us. They lost 1 game on the way, as did we. Here's our bracket, the number 2 bracket. We lost a game on the way, lost to Navy, and then we had to come back and beat them, which we did, to end up here to win the title. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to get over it, man. I called it early on in the season too. I don't know if you remember. I don't remember what episode, but I was like, right around the time after I started saying I smelled the playoffs, I was saying, damn, I think this team can win the whole thing. And yeah, I just answered it. We can. Yes, we can. I believe, baby. Let's go. Again, to show you what we won with, here's our full 25-man roster. The team that we built. I will keep repeating that because you can go watch us build this team. We had a sophomore left fielder. We had 4 outfielders, although some of these other guys can play outfield as well if need be, but they didn't need to because 2 of our outfielders are true freshmen and they completely held it down. The 3rd outfielder is a redshirt sophomore, and we just won the national championship. So what does that tell you? We have a really young team, y'all. Really young. All right. If you look at our infield, our middle infielders, we had a senior out of the 4 middle infielders we have on our active roster. 1 is a senior. Basically, we have 1 of every class: a freshman, sophomore, junior, and a senior. The senior is former transfer Atkins, an 85 overall. He had a career high 18 home runs in the senior year just now. which helped propel us. And we'll get to the stats as well in this episode. I'm just going off the top of my head what I already know about my team, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's gonna go down as one of the best transfers in the history of transfers under this regime, coaching regime. All right, at second base, we got a redshirt sophomore, followed by a redshirt freshman. I know you see a redshirt sophomore there too, but I was speaking to Bevan when I was saying that. So we got a redshirt freshman who starts. He's only a 68, but I'm telling you, he plays well above that 68. Just like this redshirt sophomore right here, Fortenberry, he's only a 58, but he plays well above that 58, let me tell you. And he's a former walk-on. But this guy Bevan, though, he's a scholarship player. He used to be a third baseman. He is a utility guy, 5'9", a short king, 5'9", 185. And when you look at his attributes, you think, his batting attributes, right? Like 64 contact against left-handed pitchers, 64 power against left-handed pitchers, 56 power against right-handed pitchers, 74 contact against right-handed. Rarely do we bunt, so 70 bunting is irrelevant. Plate discipline is 50, so I mean that speaks to his strikeouts and walking. But look at his fielding. He's a really solid fielder. Not the best base runner, that's totally fine. But fielding wise, he's very solid. Like I said, he previously was a third baseman. We moved him over to second base because what was the dude's name? I forgot his name, but we unexpectedly lost a second baseman that we previously recruited onto the team. He left prematurely, so we had to replace him. We had to scramble to replace him, and Bevan was the replacement. We moved him over. He went down. If we would have kept him at third base, he would have been a 71 overall. So he went down from 71 to 68 to make that transition over to second base. But it definitely benefited the team, as you can see, with his fielding, to move that fielding over. And then the other guy behind him, Pena, second base, the sophomore. This dude right here is a walk-on, and look at his fielding, 80. So when it came to second base, we were solid at defense with two guys that are under 70, you know? And then at shortstop, all right, I was talking about this transfer senior, but he transferred as a sophomore, so we had him for 3 years on our team. He transferred after his freshman season. But his field, look at his fielding, 99, y'all. Come on. So not only was he doing it with his bat, Atkins, he was also doing it on the other side too. I'm telling you, our team was really good on both sides. This is bat. Look at that power. That's his career home runs, 37. But this senior season, he had 18 home runs, 271 batting average, 51 RBIs, 44 runs, 61 hits, 337 on batting percentage. On board, on base. I'm gonna get there. 337 OBP, and then a 569 slugging. Now, our backup junior, Molesky, he's not the best fielder. He's only a 55. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I don't know if we'll keep him for his senior season. We'll see how it goes. All right, and then on the corners on the infield, we had this dude right here, man. I think he's underrated. 74 overall, one of our coveted recruits, sophomore third baseman, Rebo. He was phenomenal in the championship game, if you ask me. He had 5 RBIs in the final game of the season that helped us win the national championship. And look at his fielding is a 9. This is the reason why Bevan had to move over to second base. This dude's fielding is a 90. He got the proper arm for third base. His range is a 80. He can play shortstop if we need him to, but we don't. I'm just saying, he's just a solid third baseman, solid corner fielder. Then he got a decent bat. He hit 262 on the season, had 2 home runs, 44 RBIs, 28 runs scored, 4 stolen bases, 60 hits, 307 on base percentage, and a 367 slugging. And then at first base, we got 2 veterans. Tillman, he was a part of our first ever recruiting class. He's a senior, 6'2", 216. We're gonna miss him as our first baseman. Decent bat. His plate discipline is where it's at though. Look at that, 90. That's how he drew so many walks. Is that 90 plate discipline. His fielding wasn't the best, but you know, as a first baseman, I would say 50 is probably like the minimum you would need to really have a solid fielder at first base. And by the way, this game is on a 100 scale, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because you see how his base running, my bad. You see how his base running is at 99? Or I won't say at 100 scale, it's on the scale of 1 to 99. That's like the high. Nobody you'll see with 3 digits in their rating. So 99 is the highest. But yeah, this is our senior Tillman. Again, he was a part of the first class, the foundational building block of this national championship team. Behind him is Siebel, another guy that we recruited onto the team. Although he's a walk-on, we've developed him. He was originally a third baseman. We've since moved him over to first base. And you see he's a better fielder than Tillman is as a walk-on. And he's a junior now. He's not a better batter. Although he does have a pretty decent plate discipline. We'll see how he does in the progression stage, but for going into his senior season. But yeah, that's our first base. This is why we were so good, y'all. We had overall really good fielding between our infield, our middle infield, corner infield, and our outfield. And then the cherry on top was right here. This is the glue that holds us all together. Our catchers. Our 3 catchers. A senior, Goats. A redshirt freshman, a Rambles. And then a junior, Lawson, which, let me check my notes, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that Lawson, where is he at? I think did he redshirt? Yeah, Lawson redshirted for us. So Lawson is a redshirt junior. He was in the same class as Goats, Brandon Goats, who's graduating right now, but we redshirted him. He came in as a 56 overall walk-on, and we redshirted him, and now we got him up to 66 as a junior going into his senior season. But he didn't play at all for us this past year. As you can see, his batting, everything is empty here, because it was between these 2 guys. Goats, the senior, finished his senior season. So again, Goats was a member of that inaugural recruiting class, that foundational building block recruiting class. It had like, what, 10 players in it? Most of them, more than half of them, redshirted. So only, I'm looking at my notes now, only 3 of them are graduating, which is the catcher, Brandon Goats, the first baseman, John Tillman, and then our starting pitcher slash designated hitter, Kevin Large, who we'll get to eventually. Those are the 3 graduating seniors from the first recruiting class who I'll keep reiterating was the foundational building block of this national championship team. All right, so Goats for his senior season finished with a 379 batting average, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, 19 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, 36 hits. His backup, the redshirt freshman, look at that, a 351 batting average, 3 home runs. He finished with more home runs, but look, between the both of them, one had 379 average with 36 hits. The other had a 351 batting average with 46 hits. Come on. This is our catcher spot. So it was between the two of them. And then he had 27 RBIs, 27 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. That's compared to his 12 RBIs, 19 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. Rambles had a 381 on base percentage and a 496 slugging percentage, compared to Goats, who had a 439 on base percentage and a 600 slugging. They held it down. And then let's look at their ratings, their fielding ratings. This is what we'll look at from here. All right, so Goats, he's a 75 fielder. He has 75 range. This is that catcher now. A 90 strength in his arm, so he was throwing people out left and right, and he's serviceable at the catcher range, and he's graduating. Now look at who we have as the developing redshirt sophomore, who had redshirt freshman, who had a phenomenal redshirt freshman year. Look at what his fielding is, y'all. Come on now, what you got to say about my recruiting? His fielding is a 99. Range is 85. Now, he don't have the best arm, but the fielding kind of makes up for it. He was still throwing people out left and right. And we'll see how he progresses, how his arm strength does with his progression. Not necessarily the best base runner either, but that's okay. When you look at it, his bat isn't even the best, but his stats will tell you otherwise, right? That 351 average is one of the top averages on the team. The 3 home runs, leads. And hold up, I just talked about these guys, but I didn't really show any of their stats. Let me show some of this. Fortenberry, like I said, the sophomore, redshirt sophomore. Fielding wise, he's a 95 fielding. He don't have much range, but we got him in the left field corner, so he don't really need that much range. His fielding makes up for it. That makes him a solid left fielder. Similarly with his arm, right? He doesn't need to have a rocket, a cannon in left field. He has a serviceable arm that's pretty accurate, so he's not gonna be throwing all over the place, right? But then look, rating wise, his bat doesn't necessarily stand out. Oh yeah, and then also look at it. Now he's very durable, I will say that. But then look at his base running. Just, it don't look like that much. His speed isn't all that, but his aggressiveness and base running ability is decent. But this dude right here, look at his stats. 313 batting average, 1 home run on the season, 40 RBIs, 24 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, 61 hits, a 365 on base percentage, and a 415 slugging percentage. This is our left fielder, okay? Redshirt sophomore. Then here's our 2 center fielders. Zyman, the backup, he's a walk-on in center field. He had a 379 average with 11 hits. No home runs, but he had 6 RBIs and he scored 8 runs. 455 on base percentage and a 552 slugging percentage. These are his career stats. Again, he's a junior. Let me see, he's a redshirt junior, so he was a part of that foundational initial recruiting class as well. And this is how he's developed so far. He came in as a 53 redshirt. I'm sorry. He came in as a 53 freshman who redshirted, and he's now a 65 redshirt junior. He would have been starting if not for this true freshman right here, who I'm about to get to, but this is how good this team is, you know? And then his fielding, now this is also why he doesn't start. He's subpar in the fielding category. His fielding was only a 55. Range is a 55, so he's not the best center fielder at all by any means. But he does have a decent arm. And then he has good speed. So he's serviceable, you know? He's definitely not a starter, for sure. Which, again, give it to the, you know, to our recruiting to bring in this guy right here, Kyle Zapp, the true freshman, who's a center field utility guy, 6 feet, 178. Throws right, bats right. Freshman year stats, 280 batting average, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs, 40 runs scored, a stolen base, 74 hits. That's one of the tops of the team. That'll match because that's, you know, his career stats are his freshman year stats. These are his batting attributes, which hopefully we see improve and increase with the progression, which will be in the next episode and the next season as well. But this is where he comes in. His fielding is a 75. And then he has a really good arm, 80 strength, 90 accuracy, 74 speed. He's durable. And he got the stealing aggressiveness and decent base running. So yeah, he was a solid starter in the center field. And again, just a true freshman. And then here's another true freshman, Callaway. Callaway was actually a center field / right fielder. We retooled him and made him a right fielder / outfielder. Right? This is what his batting attributes look like. This is his fielding attributes. He's a really good fielder. We put him in right field because he has a really good arm, or better arm, you know. And we didn't leave him in center field because I think the other dude was a better fielder, the guy we just looked at, Zapp. Wait, let me confirm that. Is Zapp a better fielder? Yeah, Zapp is slightly a better fielder, 75 fielding, 65 range. And his arm is better too. Whereas Callaway is a 70 fielding, 60 range with a 75 arm. So yeah, Callaway is our right fielder, but he's a really solid right fielder and just a freshman. Short king, 5'9", 210. Okay speed at 69. Here's his freshman stats. 292 batting average, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs, 47 runs scored, 5 stolen bases, which for this team is one of the tops. 66 hits, 386 on base percentage, and a 407 slugging percentage. So yeah, Josh Callaway had a phenomenal freshman season for this squad. Wait, I talked about Atkins. Did I show Atkins stats? This is what he did. I think I did, but let me just speak to it. 271 batting average. He was one of our starters, obviously. Let me just speak to that. 18 home runs, 51 RBIs, 44 runs scored, 61 hits total, 337 on base percentage, and a 569 slugging. And then let me speak to this dude right here, Bevan. Wait, did I already speak to this? I think I did, actually. I'm tripping. Oh, John. Oh, man. Tripping. Oh, man. I think I already spoke to this now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, his 74 hits was one of the tops on the team, but his 352 average, 3 home runs, redshirt freshman. So yeah, that's everybody. That's all their stats. I'll still show the stat page just to see how they stack up against each other. But that's like the in-depth look at our depth chart, our fielding and stat-wise. And then let me show you some of our pitchers. how they did. Monterey, our ace, he's just a sophomore, a left-handed pitcher with loads of stamina. He gives up loads of home runs too. 4-pitch guy, 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, a changeup, and a splitter. He's still a baby. He's still learning, y'all. But he had incredible sophomore season, sophomore campaign. He don't really hit much for us. This is what he did on the mound. 126 innings pitched, 12 wins, 1 loss, 0 saves, 3.43 ERA, 111 strikeouts, 70 walks. That's just a sophomore. Now here's Large, the senior. Again, he was a part of that foundational recruiting class, but as a walk-on. But he's one of the best walk-ons you'll ever see, and a two-way player. On the mound for us as a pitcher, he pitched 102 innings this season. He went 7-5 with a 3.62 ERA, 114 strikeouts to just 34 walks. So that's a better rate. Yeah, that's much better than Monterey. Monterey had less strikeouts and way more walks. But again, he's just a sophomore. Large is a senior. Large had less innings too. And look at what he did with the bat. 263 batting average this season, 11 home runs, 48 RBIs, 41 runs scored, 1 stolen base, 61 hits, 302 on base percentage, and a 453 slugging. And look, his career batting is not that far off from his senior year when you look at it. That 11 home runs, he got all of his career home runs he got his senior year. So we weren't when we were simulating this with the computer during 2007 through, or well, not 7 because he was a freshman recruit that year, but 2008 through 2010, he wasn't hitting, as you can see. He got 68 career hits and 61 hits in this season, so 7 hits coming into his senior season. But what a senior season it was, huh? A memorable one that ended with a ring. As a pitcher, he got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, and a splitter, and 79 stamina. Behind him is another two-way guy, a junior, Houston. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Jordan Houston. He's a true junior. He was in the 2nd recruiting class. Again, on the building blocks on this team, he was a high recruit coming in, 72 overall. Now as a junior on this championship team, he's a 79 overall. Or at least, yeah, he's a 79 overall. A left-handed pitcher who bats left and also plays second base. You can see his pitching attributes. 75 stamina, 74 4-seam fastball. He has a fork ball, a 2-seamer, and a splitter that are all getting better. This is what he did as a batter this year. 318 average, 7 hits total. 2 of those 7 hits were home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 444 on base percentage, and a 636 slugging. Which overall, he only has 9 hits in his career. So coming into his junior year, he only had 2 hits. So he wasn't hitting much either the previous 2 years of his career. And then on the mound, this season he pitched 83 innings for us, 83.1 innings. He went 9-1 with a 4.97 ERA. He was one of our main starters. You could say he was the 2nd starter in our rotation. 86 strikeouts to 39 walks. That's decent. Then we got a junior, Cotto. Arnaldo Cotto. He is a true junior, meaning he hasn't redshirted at all yet in his career. He's been with us for 3 years. He was a walk-on. So not one of our better pitchers. This season, he pitched 36.2 innings for us. He went 0 for 1 with a save and a 5.40 ERA, 28 strikeouts, 19 walks. This is his career so far in the 3 years. 116 innings pitched, 2 wins, 5 losses, and 1 save. So most of all this he picked up this year. 106 strikeouts to 52 walks and a 5.20 ERA, career ERA. These are his pitching attributes. So not necessarily the best, but we did get a lot of work out of him. Wait, did I show his regular season? Yeah, I think I did. 36.2 innings, 0 for 1. Yep, one set. Yep, I did show that. Okay, and then Schneider, the junior. Schneider's a true junior. He's been with us for 3 years now. He was also a walk-on. So again, all the walk-ons are from the state of New Mexico. This season, his junior season, he pitched 43.1 innings, 9 wins, 1 loss, 3 saves, a 1.25 ERA, 29 strikeouts, 19 walks. These are his career stats. 9 wins, 4 losses, 3 saves. So far, a decent, really good career for a walk-on. Oh, these are his pitching attributes. He doesn't even have the best pitching attributes, so that tells you we're doing something right with the coaching. Batting, he doesn't really bat much. Most of his batting is incidental. These are his career batting stats, 2 hits, and he got 1 of those hits this season. And that was, if he did, that was an accident on my part. All right, then we have the freshman. This is a redshirt freshman, Sucre. Let's see. Here are his pitching attributes. Oh, snap. Sucre. Pitching attributes. Not the best, but not the worst. He's still developing. He's a redshirt freshman again, like I said. So his freshman year stats, 9.2 innings pitched. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. 1 win, no loss, 1 save, a 3.72 ERA, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. So that's the freshman Sucre. Again, if he got any hits, it's incidental. Okay, then the other guy we're trying to develop is a redshirt sophomore, Klein. I was trying to show his pitching attributes. Where is it? These are his pitching attributes. 55 overall stamina. He's a 63 overall. This is one of our worst pitchers, but he still had a decent season. 11 innings pitched, no wins, no losses, no saves, a 3.27 ERA, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. It's just decent, super decent. Redshirt sophomore, these are his career stats. So this season helped with his career stats, basically. So this is 7 of our pitchers. Here's the other 4 active pitchers we had. Gillen at the top of that list. He went back and forth between being a starter, a reliever, and a closer. The sophomore, I think we did enough to keep him. As you can see, the morale right there. looked like it's fairly high, and we didn't hear back from him again after that first email saying that he was unhappy. So these are his pitching attributes. Decent fielder as a pitcher. These are his pitching stats as a sophomore. 37.1 innings pitched. He went 2 for 3 with 7 saves, a 3.13 ERA, 32 strikeouts, 14 walks. Super decent season. These are his career stats. Super decent career so far. 4 and 3, 8 saves, just under 50 strikeouts, 2.73 ERA in his career. Sasaki, the junior, he's a true junior. He was in that second recruiting class, a scholarship pitcher. Came in at 68 overall. He's now up to 72 overall as a junior. 6'4", 216, right-handed pitcher. He was mainly our closer. He got a really good pickoff, 80. 4-seam fastball, sinker, changeup, and a splitter. Those are his pitching attributes. See, for this season, he had 23.1 innings pitched, a win, a loss, 10 saves. He had the most saves. We'll see that in a second. ERA was 1.54, 25 strikeouts, 8 walks. A phenomenal junior campaign. These are his career stats. 14 wins, 5 losses, 10 saves, 3.95 ERA. Really good career so far. 60 games total played. Okay, Nippelmeyer, the true freshman that we brought in. These are his attributes. All this batting is incidental. Decent fielder. These are his freshman year pitching stats. He's a true freshman. 33 innings pitched. He went 1 for 2 with a save. A 1.64 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 12 walks. A really decent freshman campaign. And then lastly here we have Faulkner. Faulkner is a redshirt freshman from New Jersey. 6'2", 200 pounds. You see his pitching attributes. Not necessarily the best, he's developing, but he had a decent redshirt freshman year. 23.2 innings pitched, 3-0, 3 wins, 0 losses, 1 save, a 3.04 ERA. He had control issues, as you can see. 17 strikeouts with 12 walks. But yeah, man, I basically went through everybody. I'll be more efficient with that next time. Halfway through, I was figuring my way out on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to show, but that's our depth chart, and that's pretty much the entire team inside and out. What I will show here, I'll just quickly, here's the top 25. We're number 1, as you can see. We knocked out Florida, beat Navy on the way, beat Arkansas Little Rock on the way, beat Kansas State on the way. Yeah, there's a ton of teams on here. Beat UNC Greensboro on the way. We proved it for sure. So real quick, I'm just gonna run through the stats in terms of who were like the leaders. All right, Zap had the most at bats. Zap and Beaven tied with the most hits, 74. I already went through everybody individually, so I'm just showing what's what. And I can go through this fast now. Oh, here's our batting averages. Again, I give the batting championship, the top average really to Beaven. Although Goats had just under 100 at bats with a 379 average. but we had really good averages across the board for both our starters and our backups and our incidentals. Here's our home runs. Atkins led again, 18, Large 11. Tillman, the senior, with 3. True freshman Callaway with 3. Beaven, redshirt freshman, with 3. Rambles, redshirt freshman, with 3. Zap, true freshman, with 2. What'd that tell you? We got a young team. Rebo, sophomore, with 2. Houston, junior, with 2. Goats, senior, with 2. Siebel, junior, with 1. And Fortenberry, redshirt sophomore, with 1. We hit a gang of home runs. We losing some of our power though. These are our RBI leaders. Atkins led the way at RBIs. Those are runs. Callaway led the way with runs. Doubles, tied. Zap and Beaven tied with 19. Rebo right behind him with 18. Fortenberry and Callaway right behind them with 17. Then our triples, Zap, Large, Goats with 2. Rambles, Beaven, Tillman, and Zyman have 1. Then strikeout leaders, Zap led with the most strikeouts. That's how he stacked up there. Walks. Tillman had the most walks. He had the best eye. Callaway behind him with 31. Atkins. So yep, that's how he stacked up on the walks. The guys who are walked intentionally. I think that's hit by pitch. Not sure about these two. But this is on base percentages. Slugging. OPS. All right, that's our hitting. Take a look at our pitching real quick, which we are, again, we've already seen this on the individual. Just showing this in terms of how they stack up against each other. Sasaki had the most appearances with 23, Monterey 19, Gillen 19, Snyder, Large, Faulkner had 17 appearances, Houston had 16 appearances, Nippelmeyer 13, Cotto 12, 9 and 7. So we did fairly good in terms of the distribution of appearances as well as the distribution of innings. 2 guys over 100 innings. 1 guy had over 80. So 3 over 80, 2 over 100. Snyder had over 40 innings, so that was good. He had 43.1. Gillen had over 35 innings. So did Cotto. So that's good for their development, the fact that they got all those innings. Same with Nippelmeyer, the true freshman, 33 innings for him. Faulkner, the redshirt freshman, 23.2 innings. Sasaki, the junior, only had 23.1 innings, but again, he was our closer, so they don't get many innings. Klein only had 11 innings. Sucre, we couldn't quite get him 10 innings, but 9.2 is still decent for his development. Remember, these 2 guys redshirted, so we'll find out about them next season. They got to witness the ride. Here's the ERAs. We'll go from top to bottom, so we skip those 2-0 guys. Cotto had the worst ERA at 540. Houston was right behind him at 497. Sucre was behind them. Then Large. Monterey had a 343. Klein had a 327. Gillen had a 313. Faulkner 304. Nippelmeyer, the true freshman, had a 164. Phenomenal. Sasaki 154. Snyder 125. Good job. Then our wins, Monterey had the most. Snyder and Houston both had 9. They both 9 and 1. Large went 7-5. Faulkner with 3 wins. Gillen 2. Sucre, Sasaki, Nipplemeyer all had 1 win. Large had the most losses. Gillen, Nipplemeyer, and then a few guys with 1 loss each. Saves, Sasaki 10 saves. Gillen 7, Snyder 3. 4 guys had 1. We only had 3 blown saves, so that's a really good bullpen. Monterey had 18 starts. Large had 17. Houston had 15. Gillen had 5. Cotto had 4. Snyder had 1. So we distributed our starts fairly well. Monterey had 4 complete games, 2 shutouts. That's really good. It's the ERA leaders. Here are strikeout leaders. Large had the most, 114. Monterey had 111. Houston had 86. So before, the goal was to get 1 guy with 75. This year we had 3 guys over 75, 2 guys over 100 strikeouts. That's how they stacked up against each other. And then strikeout per 9. This is how they stack up against each other. Sasaki's actually number 2. Even though Houston had 111 strikeouts, he actually is number 5 on the list when it comes to strikeouts per 9 innings. Alright, so that's our strikeouts per 9. That's how they stack. We had the walks. Monterey had way too many walks. You see their walks per 9. Monterey had 5 walks per 9. Horrible. Sucre, Cotto, Faulkner, Snyder. Damn, y'all, we run out of time already. We might go over an hour, that's fine, because I still want to look at awards after this, and there's a lot of awards in this game. I just wanted to do this justice, because it's a whole season and it's a championship season. So here's our hits per 9, how they stack up against each other. The higher the number, the worse right there. These are the guys who gave up the most doubles. Large, Houston. Triples, Houston, Gillen, and Cotto. Home runs, Monterey. You knew he was gonna lead this. 11 home runs surrendered. Large had 7, 5 for Houston. Cotto gave up 4, Sucre gave up 2, Gillen 2, Snyder gave up a home run, Sasaki and Faulkner. Nipplemeyer didn't give up any. Snyder declined, that's good. This is their whip. Houston had the worst whip. Cotto, Monterey, Sucre. The best were, okay, Klein had the best. Snyder, Nipplemeyer, Gillen, and Large, they were good. Sasaki was good. These guys were okay. All right, our fielding stats. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting through it all. I just want to come here quickly to errors. Tillman had the most. Siebel. Rebo had 2. Zapp had an error. Fortenberry had an error. Atkins had an error. But other than that, we were flawless. And that's all they really show on stats. I wish they showed more on our catcher stats, because you could really see. Base running. Callaway led the way with 5 steals. Rebo had 4. He didn't get caught at all. Tillman had 3. A bunch of guys had 2. And some had 1. Then the worst to do it was Fortenberry, got caught 4 times. Callaway and Bevan got caught 3. A bunch of guys got caught 2, and a bunch of guys got caught once. So that's our base running. I already show career stats through. Oh. I want to show awards now. First team All-American. Do we have anybody on this list? Yo, come on, man. How did we get snubbed? From the first team All-American team, we have the best team. Okay, second team All-American. Large made the team as a utility player. I respect that. Third team All-American. Monterey made the team as a pitcher, the sophomore. Okay, that's fine. Third team All-American. All right, and then Baseball America All Offensive Team. Did we have any players on there? Nope. That's fine. Dominated by seniors and juniors. One of our freshmen, our sophomores, our redshirt freshmen can eventually get on this list by the time they're a junior or senior. Then the Gold Glove Team. No players on there. Same thing applies here. These are mostly seniors and juniors. Okay, now we got conference teams. So we were the WAC. First team all conference, we dominated. Tillman, Beavan, Rebo, Atkins, Callaway, Fortenberry, Large, Monterey, Sasaki, all first team all conference. Okay, second team all conference. Zap made the team, as did Faulkner. So 2 on the second team all conference. Third team all conference. Our freshman Nippelmeyer made the team. So we were represented on all of the teams, but the most on first team. Nine players on first team all conference. 2 players on second team all conference, and then 1 on third team. 9, 2, and then 1. Phenomenal job, guys. Phenomenal. All conference freshman team. Let's see, here's our conference. Yep, Arambles, you know Arambles had to make that team. Beavan made the team. Callaway and Zap made the team. As did the redshirt freshman Faulkner. I'm surprised Nippelmeyer didn't make it. He got snubbed. Especially if they have some not chosen slots. Come on, man, they snubbed Nippelmeyer. So we have 5 players on the all-conference freshman team. The freshman All-American team. Ooh, we have 4 players on that team. A few snubs, but 4 players on the first team freshman All-American team. We got 1 on the second team freshman All-American team. Faulkner, the redshirt freshman pitcher. Okay, I was about to say, man, if Nippelmeyer did not make the third team freshman All-American team, I would have been pissed. There's Nippelmeyer, he made the team. He had 33 innings. He should have been, come on, man, whatever. He still got third team, that's fine, we'll take it. Okay, baseball. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Baseball America Freshman of the Year award goes to none other than redshirt freshman Luke Beavan, the second baseman. And if he didn't win it, Callaway was gonna win it. And we had 2 other guys on the list as well in the top 10. Wow. I told, man, look at that. With the 352 average and the 3 home runs, how could you not give it to him? This is a big time award, y'all. This is big time. This is basically the National Freshman of the Year award, essentially. Baseball America Freshman of the Year. That's what I'm talking about. The Roger Clemens Award. We had one guy on the final list. Monterey was on the list, number 9. I can see why he didn't win it. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm surprised he's even on the list, as many home runs he gave up. But he did have the 4 shutouts, so I can see why he's on the list. All right, now Conference Player of the Year. Where's our conference? Ooh, look at that. It goes to Atkins. We running away with awards this season, man. And of course, why wouldn't we, right? We're the national champions. So the Conference Player of the Year goes to Atkins, the senior shortstop who had 18 home runs and a 271 average. He transferred to us from UCF after his freshman year there. He spent the last 3 seasons with us. Great job, great job. Here's the Baseball America Offensive Player of the Year. Goes to Rashal, senior at Arizona. Catcher. EA Sports Most Outstanding Player Award goes to a starting pitcher from Florida who we beat. We didn't even have anybody on the finalist list. Conference Pitcher of the Year. I'm sure we won this, right? Yep, Monterey. Monterey wins the Conference Pitcher of the Year, the sophomore. And he didn't even have his best season. You know he can get better. You know he can and will get better. We pushed him to his limits this season. Look at his career so far. He's had a decent career, even though a lot of walks. But he's a really solid pitcher, a solid ace. He was solid for us, and he wins Conference Pitcher of the Year. That's right. And then Conference Freshman of the Year. Yeah, you know it had to go to Beaven. He won the National Freshman of the Year. He had to win the Conference Freshman of the Year as well. So we clean it up. You already know who the college world champions are. That's us, baby. New Mexico State Aggies. Yeah, you already know this sucker right here won the MVP. Here is the All College World Series team. Tillman made the team, Beaven made the team, Atkins made the team, Large made the team, and Sasaki. So that's 5 players who made the team. Great job, guys. And then we're back at the first team All-Americans. Oh yeah, what a season, y'all. What a freaking season, y'all. The 3rd team All-American. Yeah, I think that's where we started. What? Yep, that is. What a season, y'all. What a season. Oh man. Oh man. We are the #1 team in the nation. I can't wait until the next season. Next season, we're gonna start the first episode where we leave from here and begin the off season and go through the progression and the recruiting and all that good stuff. But for now, we're gonna leave it here, guys. We're all done. We're tapped out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following us this season. It was a good one. National champions, #1, New Mexico State Aggies. Let's go.
For the old man.
All right then, peace, y'all.